Hi kids, I hope you're ready for another big day of phonics. We've got letters, nonsense words, and of course, words to know. Let's get started. G, yeah, wa, a. V, p, a, t, z. K, x, I. B, d, j, s, h, k, f. Way to go. Awesome job. Next, we're going to do some nonsense words. So go ahead and turn the sound off if you feel good, and I'll give you a wave when it's time to turn it back on. Here we go. Sib, bok, tail. Sen, gib, dod. Top, lek, biz. Zat, gem, gum. Hoff, dax, cuz. Yun, had, whiff. Moff, gat, sef. Way to go. Welcome back. Great job. If you've been turning the sound off in between the nonsense words, that is really, really great. Now let's move on to some sight words. Follow along, and here we go. Give, many, put, you, do, where, some, to, here, to, are, Mr., they, once, who, have, the, your, very, should, Mrs., would, come, was, live, of, whose, what, could, from. Great work. That was very good. Okay. So we've been talking about words that use AR, ER, IR, UR to make sounds like R and And today we're going to talk about another sound, and that sound is OR. So how do we make OR? With these letters, O and R. You use OR words all the time. One example is, of course, or. Do you want corn or peas? Or maybe both. Let's look at some other words. Other words might be fork or short. All of these words use OR to make OR. So why don't you grab a pencil and paper or a marker and board and come back and we'll practice writing some OR words. Okay, the first OR word I want you to write is for. For. Not the number 4, but if I were to say this present is for you, that kind of for. And here it is. F, or. F, of course, making that f sound, and then or made by O and R. The next word is corn. 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 All right. We have k or n. So C-O-R-N. The next word we have is fork. Fork. And here it is, fork. A lot like four, but it has a K, making that K sound at the very end. All right, the next word is cord. 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 And here it is. Got C making the first K, then OR with O and R, D making the D. The last word we're going to look at is storm. 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 Here it is. St, made by S and T, or made by, of course, O and R, then M. Very good. Next, we're going to write a few sentences. The first sentence I want you to write is, the fork is for corn. The fork is for corn. The fork is for corn. And here we go. The fork is for corn. Great work. All right, let's look at this next one. The storm was short. The storm was short. The storm was short. Okay, here it is. The storm, so st or m, was short. So this is one that we didn't practice in the spelling words, and we've got that sh made by S and H, and then or, of course, and t at the very end. Here's our last sentence of the day. There is a fort on the porch. There is a fort on the porch. All right. Way to go. We're going to move on to math, but have a great day, and I'll see you next time. These are the problems we'll be working on today. All right, welcome back to math. This week, we've been talking about word problems. Word problems that might be addition or subtraction, and use different words to tell us whether we are going to add or subtract. Remember, words that tell us we need to add are words like gets, more, and words like that. Words that tell us we need to subtract are words like loses, gives away, and words like that. So today, we're going to think back to what we thought about last week, which was adding and subtracting tens and ones. Today, what we're going to need to do is think about, are we adding or subtracting? Then what are the numbers, and how will we put them together? Let's start with this one. Shelby has 25 dogs. She takes 3 for a walk. How many stayed home? So, we know that Shelby is starting with 25 dogs, but she's only taking 3 for a walk this time. And the rest are staying home. So, if she only has 25, could there be more dogs that are at home? No, it has to be less, which tells us we need to subtract, which uses a minus. Then let's look at our numbers. We've got 25, and if we write that one down, we see there are 2 10s and 5 1s, and then we're taking away 3 1s. So 25, take away 3, we need to look at 5, take away 3 is 2, and we don't need to worry about the tens column. So 25, take away 3 is 22. All right, let's look at another one. Miguel has 37 cards. He gives 5 to Jane. How many does he have now? So we see that Miguel is starting with some number of cards and then he's giving some away. So he's going to end up with less. So that means we're going to subtract and use a minus sign. The first number is 37, which if we write that down, we see a 3 in the tens place and a 7 in the ones. And then he's giving 5 cards to Jane, which means that that is going to go in the ones column as well. So we're going to start with 7, take away 5. That leaves us with 2. And then we're going to bring our attention to the tens column, where we see 3 tens and 37, and no tens in 5. So 3 take away 0 leaves 3. So 3 tens and 2 ones is 32. Okay, let's move on. Rhonda has a set of 19 marbles. She loses 8 of them. How many marbles does Rhonda have now? So, if she's losing marbles, that means that she will have less and we need to subtract. So, 19 take away 8. 19 has 1 10 and 9 ones, and 8 only has 8 ones. So 9 minus 8 leaves 1, and we don't need to subtract anything from the tens, so we move that down. We have 11. 19 take away 8 is 11, so after Rhonda lost her marbles, she only has 11 left. In our next problem, Marco has 22 nails. Then he gets 5 more. How many does he have now? So I hear a key word there, and that word is more. More tells us that we're going to add the numbers together and use a plus sign. So he starts with 22, which is 2 tens and 2 ones. Then he has 5 more ones. So we're going to add 2 and 5, which give us 2 plus 5 is 7. We're not going to add any tens. So we have 2 tens and 7 ones. 22 plus 5 is 27. Great. In our next problem, Maureen has 35 socks. She gets 4 more for her birthday. How many socks does she have now? So she ends up with 4 more socks, which, if you remember, means addition. So we're going to use a plus. We're going to put these numbers together. So we have 3 tens and 5 ones in 35. And then there are only 4 ones in 4. So 5 plus 4 is 9. 3 plus none is still 3. So 9 ones and 3 tens makes 39 socks. Here's our last one. Ahmed has 47 blocks. He finds 2 more. How many does he have now? So we hear that word more again, which means addition and a plus. 47 has 4 tens and 7 ones. Then we're adding 2 more ones. 7 plus 2 makes 9. And then 4 plus none is still 4 in the tens, so 49. Amazing work, kids. Pat yourself on the back, and we'll see you tomorrow.